Michigan hockey fans, Michigan women's hockey is live and on the air. We are live here at Yost Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team taking on the number 2 ranked Adrian Bulldogs. Taking a look at Michigan right now, coming into this game, they are 10-9, 10 wins, 9 losses, no overtime losses, and 3 draws. They're coming off of a game last night at Adrian, and Adrian. It was, by the way, Coach Ned's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Coach Ned. We have another big birthday today, Coach Tripp's birthday. We'll mention that a few times. Hopefully we can get a big win for Coach Tripp's. But take a look at the game yesterday. It was 4-0 Adrian with the win. They got the shutout. 16 shots on goal for your Wolverines, 34 for Adrian. It was 2 infractions for Michigan, serving 4 penalty minutes, 3 infractions for the Bulldogs, serving 6 penalty minutes. It started off in the first as Williams got her 12th goal of the season for Adrian, no assist on there. And then at 16:21, it was Wiltshire scoring her 13th of the season stick with her 8th assist, to McCarroll with her 18th assist. That was on the power play. And then at 19:37, it was McCarroll getting her 13th of the season on the power play. Wiltshire had her 11th assist on the season. Those two penalties for the power plays. At 15:55, Kolich went off for holding, and then at 18:50, it was Kieran going off for hooking. No scoring in the second. One penalty in the second at 3:50. Shaw went off for tripping. And then in the third, at 15:45, Robinson scored the final goal for the Bulldogs. Gregan had her 6th assist of the season. Parents for Adrian took a high sticking in the third period at 8:05, and at 10:07, Parent went off for a delay of game penalty. Schiff was between the pipes, and she faced 34 shots on goal, saved 30 of them. And Riley Jesse Gorelli faced 16 shots on goal and saved 16 of them. So Michigan looking to have a huge bounce back and hopefully have a wonderfully competitive game versus these Bulldogs. It would be really fantastic if Michigan could sneak out a win here. That would help their rankings hugely. As we take a look, Michigan is dropped down past the top 10. They are number 12 right now in the rankings. So that's something that we can talk about a little bit later. Take a look at your top scores for this Wolverines team. Top five, again, Lindahl has the top spot, 23 points on 9 goals and 14 assists. Number 2 is Hansen. She has 21 points on 12 goals and 9 assists. Malashevsky is in the number 3 spot, 12 points on 2 goals and 10 assists. Cummings is in the number 4 spot, 10 points on 5 goals and 5 assists. Also at the number 4 spot with 10 points is Carr with 4 goals and 6 assists. Katie German also with 10 points. She has 3 goals and 7 assists. And Ferris from the blue line, as well as Katie German, has 10 points on 2 goals and 8 assists. So it's a 4-way tie for the 4th spot. Taking a look at Michigan's netminders and what they have going on at this moment in time. If I can get this page turned, there we go. So Schiff has played 12 games, 5 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie. She has a 2.81 goals against average and a very strong 9.07 save percentage out there. Johns has played 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss, a 2.01 goals against average and a 9.11 save percentage. Heiserman has played 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss. She has a 5.50 goals against average and an 8.43 save percentage. Paneth had 6 games, 3 wins, 1 loss, 2.11 goals against average and a 9.28 save percentage out there. Taking a look at Adrian, the number 2 for a reason. They have 22 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss, and 2 draws. Take a look at who they beat. And they first started off tying Indiana Tech, and then they beat Indiana Tech. They ended up losing to McKendree, that over at Arrington. Then they pulled off a sweep of Lake Superior State. They swept Niagara, who we're going to see next weekend in Niagara. They split with Maryville. They won the first one, then Maryville won the second one, all that in Arrington Ice Arena. Then they split with Liberty as Adrian won the first one, Liberty won the second one, both of those at Arrington. They beat Grand Valley State. That was a tight 3-2 game. Then they, over at Griffs, they blanked Grand Valley State, beating them 7-0. They did play Michigan Dearborn, and that was twice. The first time they beat them at the Dearborn skating rink, and then the second time, actually, those were both at the Dearborn ice rink, just separated November 1st and January 24th. They beat Dearborn, sweeping them there. They played Minot and had a win and a tie versus Minot. They beat Jamestown University. They beat Miami, sweeping Miami in a home-and-home set. They swept Concordia in a home-and-home. They beat Rhode Island, as well as they had another win versus Indiana Tech, so 1 draw, 2 wins versus Indiana Tech. And that's where we're at. And the win versus Michigan last night. So they have faced some stiff competition, just like Michigan. They have come out on top of a lot of that. Taking a look at who do you need to focus on. The top scorer is McCurl. I don't have who's a senior, who's not, but she has to be a senior. She seems to have been fantastic for Adrian for many, many years. She has 31 points on 13 goals and 18 assists. Wiltshire at the number 2 spot, 24 points on 13 goals and 11 assists. Williams has 18 points in the number 3 spot with 12 goals and 6 assists. Shaw coming in at number 4. She has 17 points on 9 goals and 8 assists. Also at the number 4 spot is Villiard. Villiard has 17 points, again on 9 goals and 8 assists. Taking a look, they have 12 players who are in double digits in points, which is lots of good items around. And if you compare that to Michigan, which I'll pull up here, Michigan has 7 players with double digits in points. So at this moment, a little bit more scoring spread throughout the team here for the Bulldogs. Michigan's going to try and corral that and trying to put some things on the board. I know Jessie Gorelli is not going to be playing today. She did not make the trip, I believe, is my understanding. Kincaid is the goalie. Kincaid, she has 4 games played, 4 wins, no goals against, so 4 shutouts. and her save percentage is 100. That's kind of amazing for more than one game. Jesse Garelli has 12 games played, 10 wins, 1 loss, 1.76 goals against average, and a 921 save percentage. Story is played 9 games, 4 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss, 1.96 goals against average, and a 934 save percentage. Best save percentage of the group besides Kincaid with the 100%. Topic has played 4 games, 3 wins, no losses, 2.11 goals against average, and a 886 save percentage out there. So that's a little bit about these squads here as we take a look. Let's pull up some information out here. If I go out to pull up the ACHA website here, and let's go talk a little bit about a couple things coming up. First of all, let's talk about, if I can find the rankings here. There we go. So the most current rankings has Liberty up at the top. Number 2 is Adrian College. Number 3 is Maryville. Number 4 is Midland. They moved up from 5. Number 5 is McHenry, who moved up from 6. Minot State dropped down to number 6. They were number 4 previously. Indiana Tech is at number 7. Niagara, who we will see next weekend on a Saturday and Sunday game, they are at number 8. Michigan Dearborn is up to number 9 from number 11. Michigan is at, on this one, number 10. I thought that there was, I thought I saw one where we were 12, but this one has us at number 10, drop down from 9. I'm just looking at the rankings inside. Should pull up, I'll do that between periods, trying to pull up the Twitter and see if I can find the most recent one, or X. Lindenwood University is at number 11. They're down from 10. Jamestown is at number 12, up from 13. Miami is at number 14. Arizona State is right in there, and then Michigan State University rounds it out at 15. So that is what we have coming up. Taking a look at the next couple games for Michigan, as we're coming down to it. It's amazing. I can't believe that we're already this deep into the season. After today's game, we have 4 more games left. So in the regular season before we get into the CCWHA playoffs. So February 8th, Michigan is going to be at Niagara. That's a 6 p.m. game. And the 9th of Sunday, the 9th, it's going to be a 1 o'clock game. So you can watch that before that big NFL game coming up that evening. I'll listen to that on the road back. And then on the 13th, Thursday, Arizona State is in town. They'll be at here at Yost Dice Arena. That's a 8:05 p.m. game. And then on the 16th, Rhode Island comes in. As we saw, we were at Rhode Island earlier on November 10th. Here we will be hosting Rhode Island on February 16th. That will be a 4:05 game here, as most of the Sunday starts are. Taking a look at a little bit upcoming for the Bulldogs is grabbing this here. The Bulldogs, what do they have next? Well, they have Michigan State coming into Arrington Ice Arena for a 7 p.m. game. That is going to be February 8th, Saturday. And then they're at Munn Ice Arena for a 12:30 game on Sunday, February 9th. They will be hosting Arizona State on Wednesday, February 12th. That's a 7 p.m. game. Before they head out to Liberty, they're going to finish strong February 14th. So Valentine's Day action, 1:30 out at Liberty, and then on the 15th, Saturday, 1:30 p.m. out at Liberty. So that's what's coming up for those folks out there. So taking a look at what we have going on. Remember, coming up, the CCWHA playoffs will be coming up in not too long, just after the regular season. As soon as I have a little bit more information on that, we will let you know. I'm not sure what their broadcasting plans are at. I'll try and track that down for that. Again, we do want to take a moment to really wish Coach Trips a very happy birthday. As she puts, just like all the players, she puts her heart and soul into this team, and really works very hard, spending a lot of hours. And we really appreciate Coach Jenna Tribbiano and all of what she does for this program. Both in practice on the ice and all about this country, promoting this team. So we hope that Coach Trips has a fantastic birthday, and we hope that the team can sneak a huge birthday win while facing off against this powerful number 2 Adrian team. So if you help me in wishing her a happy birthday, I appreciate that greatly. We're going to step away. Let's play a little bit more of the Michigan Marching Band, and then we will be back with the start of the period as everyone's ready to come on out. Let's just play a little bit of Temptation, and we'll be back. As everyone's lined up, we are about to have our public address announcer hop on, and let me see if I can pull that up here.
And welcome to Costa Rica. Today, the University of Michigan will go into taking on the Adrian Bulldogs. And now for the Adrian starting lineup. On right wing, number 5, Kira Eccleston. On left wing, number 63, Chloe Gregory. At center, number 6, Rhea Peterson. On guard defense, number 97, Taylor Griffin. On left defense, number 4, Allison Shaw.
So as Peterson, Gregory, Eagleson, Shaw, and Gregory out there. Between the pipes is Story.
On right wing, number 7, Julia Lindahl.
Lindahl comes out for Michigan.
On left wing, number 8, Lucy Hansen.
Hansen, the other winner.
At center, number 77, Emily Malashevsky.
Malashevsky comes out for center.
On right defense, number 22, Mira Keenan.
Is skating out is Kieran, and one of the blue liners. And the other blue line is Ferris. And shift between the pipes for the Wolverines. And again, coaches are the person with the birthday, Jenna Triviano. Here's the national anthem. Yost Ice Arena. We're excited to get going. Home and home with the number 2 Adrian Bulldogs. And Michigan trying to get a big win, trying to pop up in the standings here. We wanted to thank, by the way, Coach Tribb's mom came over. My wife is back helping out at camera, doing a limited amount of help after her back surgery. So Coach Tribbiano's mom came up to talk to her. We appreciate that. Coach Tribb's dad in the audience as well. We wish them both thank you for coming in and supporting the team. Michigan is in their home whites with the winged helmet, Michigan in block lettering across the front, numbers on the front and on the back in the dark blue, maize and blue accents across the blue pants, and maize and blue on the sleeves there as well. The Adrian Bulldogs have their black sweaters on with the Adrian logo on the front. They have that mustard color across the shoulders, accent on the sleeves, and at the bottom of the sweater, they have their black pants and then black helmets out there. And 4-0, Bulldogs won last night. Wolverines trying to change that, flip that script around today. Malashevsky trying to get to it, that puck in along the far boards as that's sent back right in front of the Michigan bench. Carried on, fired all the way, trying to get it to the blue line, now tipped in front. Coming down those far boards. Here comes Hansen. As Hansen skates down, comes in over the window with a shot. That comes off the far side. Malashevsky trying to fire it in. And a big stop there by Story. Michigan, a good shot right off the bat there. 19:37 left to go. Here in the first, face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Story's right. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Trying to see who that is on the other side. Set right back behind the goal. Coming down on the near side. Morris sends it ahead. Racing in. Gaining the zone was Eagleson. That tip back. Here comes Hansen. Hansen gets it right back to center ice. Down the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl outside the near circle. Lindahl into the near corner. And chipped away back over there. Trying to move it over was Forster. Back into the Michigan zone. Katie German has it right in front of her own goal. Sends it down the far boards. That over. Malashevsky trying to feed it ahead. That tipped right back. Puck gathered up by McCurl. McCurl gains his own top of the near circle. McCurl goes into the near corner, trying to go back behind, firing it out in front. That tip back. Domenico trying to pull that away. Forster has it at the near point. All the way over to the far point. Now Forster in the high slot. That tipped right back. Trying to pick it up. Here comes Michigan, held in by McCurl. McCurl outside the far circle. McCurl. Gordon watching her right into the slot. Trying to pull that away. DiDomatica, coming ahead and pulled back. Now Kolwich feeds it down. That right into the Adrian zone. Back into the neutral zone. Now Parent coming down the near boards. That slipped right back into the scorer's bench. Pulled away by Flazar. Flazar, surrounded by 4 Bulldogs, puts it into the near corner as the rest of the team changes. Sent right back around by Nickel. Now on the far circle. There's a shot and a save by Story. Good job getting a shot away over there. So I believe that was Cummings who got that shot on the far circle away. It's 2 Wolverines over there. Now Cummings in to take the face-off to the right of Story. That puck dropped back top of the near circle, but racing ahead with it. Here comes Adrian gaining the zone as that's Robinson firing it out in front. That comes all the way back over outside the near circle as Nickel tries to put it right back behind into the slot. That pulled away by Hung. Hung bringing it ahead. Hung coming down as she'll tip that right back to center ice. Flazar trying to knock it away as she goes for a line change. Puck right at the Adrian blue line. Now Nickel goes back into her own zone. Controlled over there. Now trying to fire it ahead. That tipped away from Williams. Williams gains his own. As McGough trying to knock that away. Good to see McGough back. She was injured. Glad to see her back with the team. Puck all the way to center ice, down those far boards, tipped back by Wiltshire. Battle for it right at the Michigan blue line. Izzy German trying to get to it. That pulled back as Wiltshire has it, top of the far circle. Wiltshire puts it into the far corner. Back to the far point, now battle for it. That tips back. Williams backhanded right out in front. There's a shot, an amazing save by Schiff as Wiltshire right on the near corner of the crease. And good job by Schiff to get that big stop there. 17 minutes up on the clock. Scoreless so far. Adrian won 4-0. 3 of those goals last night were in the first. As Stick tries to get it right into the neutral zone. Michigan looking for trying to get and pull over the effort they had in the second and in the third, where they held Adrian to a single goal. Shaw sends it ahead. That puck right down the near boards of the neutral zone. Fired back by Williams deep. As Williams goes off for a line change. Ferris has it back behind her own goal. Coming down the far boards, Dilla. Sent right back into the far corner by Gregory. And trying to move it across was Kieran. Puck outside. Dilla trying to pull that away. Battling back over there with Gregory. Puck comes back to the far point. Here comes Shaw. High slot. Wouldn't settle down on her stick, but she gets it into the near corner. Picked up back there by Peterson. Now Eagleson has it outside the near circle. That's stolen away. Sent back into the neutral zone by Bobby down the far boards. Here comes Dilla trying to get to it. Dilla fires it deep into the Adrian zone. Stopped by Story and gathered up behind by Shaw. Shaw coming down the near boards. Now Shaw over center ice, fires it, and that will go just wide to the near side, back behind the Michigan goal. Trying to get to it is Gregory, trying to pop it out in front. That loose on the near circle, now feeding it ahead. Down the near boards, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get that as that was pulled away by Forster. Outside the far circle, Morris with it in the far corner. Back to Forster. Forster into the near corner of her own zone, trying to avoid pressure by Lindahl. Battle for it on the near boards, held in by Kolwich, now sent outside the near circle. Fired by Forster all the way down the far boards of the neutral zone. Now here comes Adrian as they gain the zone. Trying to fire it in was Turnbull, pulled away. Racing the other direction is Hansen for Michigan. Hansen gains the Adrian zone through the slot. Trying to get a shot away, and that goes just wide. 15-12 left to go here in the first. Scoreless as that puck back into the Michigan zone. McGough chases it back. Katie German back there with her. McGough underneath the far circle of her own zone. That intercepted and tipped back as couldn't hold on to it. Adrian, I think that was Robinson who got a stick on it. So back behind, that puck coming down the far boards over to Parrott, but stolen away right at center ice. That's sent deep by Izzy German into the near corner of the Adrian zone. Grabbed back there by Sachel. Puck in the near corner, trying to dig it out of there is Carr. Carr on the near circle. Carr taking a shot that went off of one of the shins of one of the Bulldogs. Puck back to the far point, and a whistle as we're going to have our first penalty. Parent goes into the box. So it'll be an Adrian penalty. I think that was a hooking call. At 14:32. Face off in the far face-off circle, cleared all the way down the ice. And it'll be stopped there. Back behind Ferris has it. Ferris coming in along the near boards. Ferris back behind her own goal. And the Michigan men's hockey team had a split versus Penn State, as Penn State was able to win the first game on Friday, but Michigan had a big 7-3 win versus Penn State here in this building yesterday. Michigan looking to get a big split here versus Adrian, the women's team. So that's sent ahead, coming down the far boards, fired back deep. That'll go into the far corner, as that was Ferris who put it back deep into the near corner. Adrian whips it all the way down the ice, stopped by Ferris at her own blue line. Ferris feeds it, trying to get it ahead to Lindahl. That puck kind of slipped away. Wiltshire pulls it back into the far corner. 1 minute, 8 seconds left on the Wolverine power play. Sent back as Malashevsky gets it back over to Ferris, tipped back away. Big pressure back in their own zone by the Bulldogs as that's grabbed by Peterson. Peterson shot from the slot, comes back underneath the far circle. Trying to feed it ahead is Carr. Carr trying to dig it off of that far boards. Now here comes Michigan, racing ahead with it. DeMonica with it, then stopped right in front of the Adrian bench, but gathered up down on the Michigan blue line. Banked ahead, now DeMonica coming in with it outside the near circle. DeMonica into the near corner with it. Trying to backhand it across. Hansen with a shot. That got caught in a defender's skates. All the way back into the Michigan zone. 26 seconds left on the power play for the Wolverines. Scoreless so far with 12:53 left to go here in the first. Moved over by Garbady. Now trying to fire it ahead. Here comes Bobby. Bobby gains his own as that's tipped away. Sent right back by, as that was sent over by Forster. Backing along the near boards, trying to dig it out right in front of the penalty box. Now coming ahead with it, here comes Cummings. Cummings trying to move it over to Bobby. That's set all the way back down. Parent trying to race back to get it. Parents right back behind the Michigan goal. Trying to get to it is Kieran into the far corner. That's sent back outside the far circle, shot there. That goes into the near corner. Adrian back to full strength, 12-16 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Face-off is going to be to Schiff's left in the far face-off circle. And Blot ahead, trying to fire it ahead was Carr. That sent right back into the far corner, trying to fire it out in front. And pulled down the near boards. Monica gets it all the way back to the Adrian blue line. Now fed ahead. Here comes McCurl. McCurl gains his own. McCurl outside the far circle, trying to avoid pressure by Gordon. Gordon trying to chip that right back into the neutral zone. Now it's a foot race. Carr trying to get to it before the other Bulldogs. Carr trying to get a shot away as she's surrounded by a pair of Bulldogs, and they fire it into the far corner. She ends up on the ice right in front of the goal. Now coming down the near boards. Here comes Adrian as Wood has it. Wood gains his own. Wood outside the near circle with it. Wood tipped away by Kolwich, but gets it back. Backhands it right out in front. Now trying to pull it. Michigan gets it down the ice, racing ahead with it. Flazar trying to pull that away. Seychel gets it down over as Nickel trying to get it into the zone. Nickel tips it, that right at the blue line, pulled in. Now coming in Robinson. Robinson's shot just goes wide to the far side. Good job by Cummings to lift that stick. Fired ahead, Cummings down the far boards, trying to get it out of her own zone. Held in there. Still a battle with it at the Wolverine blue line. Held in back deep as Katie German has it right in front of her own goal. Coming down the near boards, gets it over to Hawk. Hawk trying to get it out. Now the captain able to fire it down. Cummings coming down the near boards. Cummings trying to pull it off of just before the near circle. Into the near corner it goes. That fire down the far boards, trying to lift it ahead. Big battle out there. As that was Robinson with it, then puck back over to Robinson. Robinson trying to chip it ahead. Lazar trying to hold it in. Now Hung trying to dig it out of there. Comes outside the far circle. Picked up. Seychel with it. And down the near board. Stick. Over on blue line through center ice. Stick gains the Michigan zone. That puck outside the near circle. Stick rims it all the way around into the far corner. Wiltshire with it there. Trying to pull it away is Hansen. Hansen trying to avoid some pressure. She ends up down on the ice. Grabbed by Williams. Williams trying to feed it right out in front. Pulled back by Izzy German. Izzy German fires it all the way back into the neutral zone. Shaw resets right at center ice. Shaw down the far boards. Now right over center ice. Shaw trying to get to Williams down the near boards. Gathered up. Fired right back. Now pulled ahead. Hung trying to get it down the near boards. Hansen trying to chip that away. Hansen gets it into the Adrian zone. Williams trying to fire it across. Pulled back as back behind. Malashevsky trying to dig it out of there into the far corner. Back to Lindahl on the far circle. Lindahl underneath. There's a shot off the post. Oh, what an opportunity. McGough trying to get it into the slot. Pulled back by Wiltshire down the far boards. Wiltshire brings it back into the neutral zone right in front of the Bulldog bench. Right at center, gathered up now. Shaw down the near boards. Shaw into the Michigan zone. There's a shot and a save by Schiff. 10:18 left to go here in the first. 0-0 is the score. Adrian able to kill off the first penalty of the game. Face-off is going to be to Schiff's right in the near face-off circle. Michigan, a really good scoring opportunity recently that just hit the post. Dilla trying to get it outside the far circle, trying to pull that away, sent back to the far point. Now over to Forster. Forster, shot from the near circle. That deflected by Ferris into the far corner with him. That puck back to the far point. Now over to Forster. Forster gets it high, slot, shot there for Morris. That comes back behind the goal. Grab there as that's sent around by Kieran. Down the far boards, trying to get it out is Dilla. She's pinned against the boards. And it comes back, top of the far circle now. Forster into the slot, as that is a goal. Forster went off of the post and put it in. So it's an Adrian goal. And by Forster at 8:41. You can see pulls it over. Forster comes over and just hits the far post, and it just clicks in. And it's 1-0. Adrian with the lead. 8:41 left to go here in the first. Adrian scored first yesterday, obviously, as they shut out Michigan. Michigan will look to get a big game-tying goal as Kolwich feeds it down the near boards. Here comes Gordon into the Adrian zone. Gordon puts it into the near corner. Trying to pull that away is Nickel. Nickel back behind her own goal. Now into the near corner is Reyes. Reyes trying to avoid pressure by DeModica. Puck rims outside the far circle. Back to the far point. Try to hold that in. Big battle back there, but slips back to center ice. Now Michigan corrals it right at their own blue line. Ricocheted off the near board. Chasing it back deep is Carr. That puck back behind. Nickel puts it into the far corner. Now brought ahead into the neutral zone as Katie German trying to get it back going the other direction. Down the near boards, here comes Carr. Carr, top of the near circle shot, and that's a save by Story. 7:56 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Bulldogs with the lead. Face-off is going to be to Story's left in the near face-off circle. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. And pulled back, top of the near circle, deflected. Robinson has it down the far boards. Robinson feeds it over on blue line. Now Izzy German gets it down over to Malashevsky. That's stolen away by Shaw. Shaw gains the Michigan zone. Shaw outside the near circle, stops there. Malashevsky trying to dig it off of the near corner. Now that comes top of the near circle. Lindahl trying to poke her stick in there. Shaw still with it. Izzy German knocks that away. Into the far corner, Parent with it, but that pulled away by Hansen. Hansen down the far boards. Hansen feeds it into the neutral zone. Stolen away there, fired right back deep into the Michigan zone. McGough gathers it up right back behind Schiff down the near boards. Trying to pull it ahead. That comes right in front of the scorer's bench. Lindahl trying to get to it. Pulled back down the far boards by Forster. Right through to the Michigan blue line. Izzy German chips it ahead, picked up by Forster. She ricochets it off the near board, back top of the near circle in the Michigan zone. McGough feeds it right back into the Adrian zone. Lindahl chasing it. Forster fires a cross ice pass. Now back over to Stitt. Stitt over center ice, feeds it ahead. Izzy German has it into her own zone. She fires that down and loose right out into the neutral zone. Adrian will have to reset. As Forster down the near board, she has the lone goal. That loose in the near circle, controlled by Michigan. Now trying to feed it ahead to Hung. Hung racing back with it. As into the near corner, Morris has it. Morris back behind her own goal. Moves it over to Forster into the near corner. Now loose stick trying to get to it back into the neutral zone. All the way across, Kieran moves it over. Now that fed ahead by Ferris. Puck into the far corner. Forster with it there. Forster back behind trying to get around Flazar. Now Kieran has it outside the near circle. Kieran puts it right back behind the goal. Forster with it there. Forster trying to move it over to Wiltshire. Wiltshire out front. Outside of the far circle, fired right back in by Ferris. That puck will go right back behind Story. Story stops it there. Morris picks it up underneath the far circle. Now trying to move it over to Gregory. Gregory racing down the near boards of the neutral zone. Carr trying to pick that up. Grab going the other direction by DeModica. Loose trying to chip it ahead is Gordon. Gordon battling right in front of the scorer's bench. Now Peterson comes back. Chipped, pulled away. DeModica trying to peed it ahead. She comes into the zone. DeModica on the near circle. Shot there and a glove save by Story. 5:33 left to go here. Michigan has had a few opportunities. Adrian with the 1-0 lead. Michigan would love to get this game tied back before going into the first intermission. Gordon in to take the face-off in the near face-off circle. That just to the left of Story. Puck all the way back to the far point. Katie German holds it in there. Katie German sends it for a ride around the boards. Outside the near circle it goes. Gathered up. Kolwich trying to pinch at the near board. That pulled ahead. Eagleson had it. Good job to knock it away by DeModica. Outside the near circle, Katie German back into her own end. Now Kolwich picks it up, and there is a penalty upcoming. As that looks like that might be to the... That's going to be a Michigan penalty as Katie German goes into the box at 5:12. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Williams in to take the face-off. Cummings on the other side. That puck, top of the far circle, over to McCurl. McCurl gets it. That out into the zone. That'll be offsides. as just couldn't hold it in, went to bring it back, and obviously Adrian didn't get a chance to retouch. 5:06 left to go here in the first. 1:54 left to go in the Adrian power play. Down the near boards, that knocked off of the near board all the way back into the Adrian end. Vaquero has it. She has it in the slot in her own zone. That popped up high and out into the Children of Yost section across the way. They have to get a new puck and redrop it. It's going to go back into the Adrian end. That'll be in the far face-off circle, just to the right of Story. Williams again in there versus Cummings. Puck pulled away by McCurl. McCurl dropped past that, picked up by Shaw, back behind her own goal. Shaw leaves it there, now coming down the near boards. Here comes Adrian ahead to Stick. Stick over her own blue line. Stick feeds it as that brought in. Top of the near circle for Wiltshire. Wiltshire back to McCarroll. Great job on attacking that by Dilla. Dilla gets it back into the neutral zone. 1 minute 22 seconds left to go on the Adrian power play. Shaw fires it right back behind the Michigan goal. Down the near boards, Michigan gets it into the neutral zone. Stitt has to chase it back into her own end. Into the near corner, Dilla back there providing heavy pressure for the Wolverines. That's going to turn out to be back over. And along, Shaw has it. Shaw trying to dig it off of the end boards. 54 seconds left. Now coming, tipped away by Hung, but pulled back, coming in with it. Adrian has it at the far point. I believe that was Reyes. Right back into the neutral zone. Now here comes Peterson. Peterson outside the near circle. Peterson back to Robinson. Now Forster. He sends it all the way top of the far circle. Underneath the goal line. Now coming from the far side to the near side. That back over to Robinson. Robinson top of the near circle. Robinson gets it back over top of the far circle there. Shot. Comes all the way back. Robinson into the near corner. Back to the near point. Forster with it. Forster, high slot. Moves it over, coming in on the far circle. Shot there, deflected back. Trying to pull it down. Forster again feeds it over. Top of the far circle. Trying to work her way in there. Shot that got deflected out. I believe that was Wood on the far side. And Michigan back to full strength. Katie German trying to fire that away from Forster. That all the way back into the Adrian zone. Puck into the far corner. Wood collects it back behind. Coming down the near boards, that chipped into the near corner. Trying to pull that away. It's Hansen back there providing pressure. Sent along down the near boards. Trying to feed it out. Michigan holds it in, but now here comes down the near boards. Forster with it. Forster fires it all the way back deep. Eagleson into the far corner. Eagleson trying to pull that away. Izzy German trying to get that out. Parent back behind, trying a wraparound attempt. Couple opportunities. Good job by Schiff to knock that away. Picked up by Hansen. Lindahl also did a good job to clear it from the crease. Trying to feed it ahead to Lindahl, but that knocked away from Hansen. Picked up on the near circle. Lindahl trying to chip that away from Reyes. That puck comes back into the far corner. Izzy German. And ahead will go all the way down. That will be icing. Nope. Yep, it'll be icing. Now come right back into the Michigan zone. 2:08 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Malashevsky versus Williams in the near face-off circle. Tip top of the near circle, controlled there. Wiltshire sends it back over onto the far slot, or on the far point. That fired all the way back into the neutral zone. Gathered up by Seychel. Now coming ahead with it, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl pinched against the boards there. That puck into the far corner, pulled back away by Williams. Williams down the near boards. Williams gets it. Williams into the Michigan zone, trying to tip it away. Back there was Kolwich. Now sent all the way around by Katie German down the far boards. Through the neutral zone. Carr trying to get to it. That chipped right back over. Kolwich has it. Kolwich feeds it ahead. Fired back deep. That one comes into the far corner of the Adrian zone. 1 minute 27 seconds left to go. Adrian trying to feed it down the far boards. Grabbed by Katie German. She sends it right back in. Stopped by Story underneath the near circle. Picked up by Gregan. Gregan. Pressure from Carr. Trying to get it over to Demotica. Now pulled back away by Gregan as Gregan for Adrian puts it into the near corner, and Shaw brings it ahead. Right through the slot, fired into the neutral zone, coming down. Here comes Turnbull. Turnbull gains his own Turnbull. Top of the far circle with the shots, and a good save by Schiff, loose, as that'll come all the way back to the blue line. Racing ahead with it. Here comes Demotica. Demotica ends up down. That is going to be a penalty as she's hauled down to the ice. And Michigan will have their next power play with 46 seconds left in the first. That's going to be a holding call. At 46 seconds left. It's McCurrow into the box. Their top scorer into the box there on a hold. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Versus Peterson. That comes all the way back to the near point into the neutral zone. Michigan will have to reset. Ferris all the way across the ice. That bet ahead. Michigan right at center ice. Demotica coming in, and that puck just wouldn't settle down. Offside. That'll be a face-off in the near face-off circle just outside the Adrian zone. 30.7 seconds left to go. And it's going to be Peterson and Malashevsky. That puck in along the near boards of Adrian zone. Peterson rims it all the way around, trying to get it over to Morris. Stopped by Lindahl at the far point. Lindahl puts it into the far corner. Malashevsky trying to fire it out ahead. That tipped away. They're trying to get it to Carr on the near circle, and a Bulldog got her stick in the way. Fed ahead as Gregory providing heavy pressure back there. Gathered up and now over to Forster. Forster, 6 seconds left. Drifts back behind her own goal. Carr providing pressure. 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it for the first. Well, Michigan will have a 1 minute 14 second power play as they come back for the second period. But the big score is Adrian 1, Michigan nothing going into the first intermission. Now we'll step away. We'll play a little bit of the Michigan marching band, and then we will be back and give you an ACHA scoreboard report. Again, Coach Ned not here today, but we do wish him a happy birthday yesterday. He said it was fantastic. Would love to see a Michigan win, of course, but otherwise he had a fantastic day. Let's play a little bit of that Victors. We are at the first intermission, and it's 1-0. Adrian with the lead over your Michigan women's hockey team. As let's do an ACHA scoreboard report as we go back to Thursday this week of action, where Maryville beat Liberty, that at Maryville 3-1. It was Adrian College beating Indiana Tech by a score of 3-2. Taking a look at scores from this Friday, it was Colorado State beating University of Washington 8-4. Grand Canyon University put it on University of Wyoming 14-1. It was Miami University beating Lindenwood 3-1. That over in Oxford, Ohio. Adrian beat Indiana Tech by a score of 4-0, meaning they actually had two 4-0 games in back-to-back evenings. Concordia beat Grand Valley State, that over at the Arctic edge of Canton, 2-1. Concordia with the win. It was Montana State beating Colorado State University 6-2. McKendree fell to Liberty. Liberty beat them 2-1. Aquinas fell to University of Michigan Dearborn. University of Michigan Dearborn put it on them 10-1. That was Friday's action. Taking a look at yesterday's action around the ACHA. It was Michigan State beating Penn State by a score of 6-1. Grand Canyon University beat University of Denver 4-1. It was Minot State blanking University of Minnesota 3-0. Miami shut out Lindenwood University 3-0. Arizona State topped Arizona 5-1. It was Colorado State with an 8-0 win over Montana State University. It went to overtime as Maryville beat McKendree in overtime 3-2. We know about the Adrian, Michigan score, and it was Midland beating University of Jamestown 4-0. See if any action has been reported as of today. Not anything happening. So other games happening across today. Michigan State is hosting Penn State. Denver hosting Grand Canyon. University of Minnesota hosting Minot. Rhode Island is hosting Providence. It's McKendree visiting Maryville, and Midland hosting University of Jamestown. That's action happening today. Let's talk a little bit about some NCAA D1 women's hockey action. As taking a look on yesterday with that. In Atlantic hockey, it was Syracuse beating Lindenwood 5-0. Penn State beat Robert Morris by a score of 5-2. It was Mercyhurst and RIT in a 1-1 final score after a shootout. Looks like Mercyhurst wins the shootout 1-0 in 7 rounds. In the ECAC, it was Cornell beating Clarkston 2-1. Quinnipiac shut out Dartmouth by a score of 3-0. It was Brown topping Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute 4-3. It was a final in overtime. Colgate beating St. Louis 3-2. Yale beat Union 3-2. And it was Princeton topping Harvard by a score of 3-2. In Hockey East, Holy Cross beat Maine in overtime 1-0. Providence beat University of New Hampshire 4-3 in overtime. It was Merrimack topping Boston College by a score of 5-3. Boston University beat Vermont 4-1. And a final in overtime, Northeastern beat Connecticut 4-3. It was St. Asylum beating Post beating them 3-0. Long Island beat St. Michael's 2-1. It was Franklin Pierce topping Stonehill 3-0, and Sacred Heart beat Assumption 2-0. Excuse me, a little sneeze there. In the WCHA, Ohio State beat Minnesota 7-3. It was St. Thomas in overtime beating St. Cloud State 2-1. Minnesota State beat Bemidji State 5-1, and Wisconsin topping Minnesota Duluth 2-1. Well, if you can, take a look. There's been a couple articles out there as the feasibility study has come back to the University of Michigan about what it would take to have a D1 NCAA women's hockey team here at the University of Michigan. As they took a look at a couple different options and the cost you can take out there. I believe that you can check out on the Hockey News Network out there that action. We tweeted it out. So you can check our Twitter or the Michigan Women's Hockey Twitter and read that article. As Regent Jordan Acker did call for some public comments on the link to the article, just wanting people's opinions. And just let me pull that up. Again, this was Tyler Cool who wrote that article. So you can check him out at Twitter or X. That's Tyler Tyler, Cool Kuehl. So does a great job on some broadcasting out there. Good, excellent work with the journalism as well. So 1:34 left to go here as both squads looking to come out onto the ice. The officials have the nets put back on their mooring. So we're about to get ready here in the second. Adrian coaches across on the bench. That's Coach Brendan Rombor is the head coach. Assistant coach is Ryder Bergeson. He's got a little poker face playing here. Good crowd underneath us. Here comes Michigan out onto the ice. Adrian coming the other direction. Michigan will be going from right to left here in this second period. Let's get a little noise from the rink up there. We really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much watching from wherever you are at. Remember, Michigan does start off on the power play. They have a 1-minute, 14-second power play coming into this period. 20 minutes up on the clock here to start the second. The officials set up at center ice. Shift skating down to the right. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Carr to her left. Demonica to her right. It's Ferris back behind and Lindahl. It's Michigan on the power play. 1 minute, 14 seconds left on that power play. 1-0, Adrian with the lead. Peterson on the other side of the face-off circle. That puck back, controlled by Michigan. Lindahl has it at her own blue line. Lindahl brings it down the near boards over center ice. Lindahl trying to chip it into the zone. That puck right back into the neutral zone, controlled as Eagleson fires it all the way down the ice. That'll go right back behind the Michigan goal. Trying to pull it over is Peterson. Coming down the far boards is Ferris. Ferris gets it into the neutral zone. That chipped ahead. Now here comes Lindahl. Lindahl outside the far circle. Lindahl moves it. That's a shot and a save. Oh, loose and covered up. What a man. What a fantastic job by Lindahl to send it back. And Demonica flashing through the slot trying to get to it, fired off, and just a fantastic save there by Story. Good opportunity for the Wolverines. They'd love to try that again. 19:32 left to go here in the second. Face-off in the near face-off circle to Story's right. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. It looks like Robinson on the other side. Puck back to Lindahl. Lindahl trying to move it over. That into the slot, trying to pull it away. Loose, stuck there. Now fired down the far boards. That's cleared all the way down the ice. Back to get it into the far corner is Ferris. Ferris right back behind Schiff. Ferris comes underneath the near circle. Now brings it ahead. Grabbed by Demonica. Drop pass over to Carr. Now coming in, Lindahl. Puck wouldn't settle down on her stick. Right back into the neutral zone. Right back to the blue line. Ferris has it. Ferris over to Lindahl. Back to Ferris. Top of the near circle of her own zone. Coming down the near boards. Racing ahead. Lindahl trying to dig it out of the near boards. Coming in. Here comes Carr. Carr outside the near circle. Carr trying to pull it in. Carr shot out in front as that takes back all the way back to the near point. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Ferris trying to fire it deep into the zone. That'll be stopped by Story right back behind her. Adrian back to full strength. That puck into the neutral zone. Katie German has it. Katie German fires it down the far boards. That deflected and sent back deep into the near corner of the Michigan end. Now coming down the near boards. Here comes Michigan, tipped by Carr, but controlled by Adrian at their own blue line. Trying to get it down the near boards. Carr trying to chip it back over there. Trying to get it out of there is Morris. Morris outside the near circle of her own zone. That pulled away by DeMonica. Right through, pulled into the slot. Trying to get a shot away back there was Dilla, but that knocked away. Now here comes Turnbull. Turnbull down the near boards for Adrian. Turnbull, top of the near circle. Turnbull with a shot that just goes wide in along the far boards. Bobby trying to poke that out of the zone. Picked up, here comes Michigan, who wouldn't settle down. Katie German moves it ahead, racing in, as trying to get a shot away was Dilla. She ends up down into the boards. That's going to be a penalty. That should be an illegal body check. Roughing is going to be the call. So Adrian penalty. Into the box goes Seychel. And it's 17-43. Michigan on the power play. Puck into the near corner. Garbady trying to pull that away. Shaw fires it all the way around the boards. And sent back deep into the Michigan zone. Kieran racing back to get it into the near corner. Kieran. She's pinned against the board. That's sent off the side of the net. Picked back up. Cummings comes back behind the goal. Cummings stops there trying to avoid some pressure. Cummings from the far side to the near side. Now here comes Hansen. Hansen. Adrian really making it tough for Michigan to leave the zone. That Cummings drops the pass over to Hansen. Down the near boards. Bobby chasing it back as that puck into the near corner. As that'll be fired from the wrong side of center ice. That'll come back into the Michigan end. 17:05 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. 1:22 left to go in the power play for the Wolverines. Wiltshire in to take the face off. Garbady on this on the other side. Puck outside the near circle. Into the near corner. Kieran with it. Kieran back behind her own goal. Sends it back into the near corner for Hansen. Hansen back behind her own goal. Now coming ahead with it. Trying to avoid heavy pressure. That pulled away into the near corner for Parent. Hansen trying to take it away as Parent trying to get it over to Wiltshire. Now on the far circle. That shot knocked down. Off as that stuck on the backside of the net. Into the far corner with it. Trying to pull it out there. Garbady now ahead to Cummings. Cummings gets it into the neutral zone, but fired right back in. Parent chases it in along the end boards. 47 seconds left in this power play as Adrian has really stifled this power play, not allowing Michigan to get out of the zone. As Lindahl back behind her own goal, coming down the far boards. Lindahl has a head of steam, avoids pressure over her own blue line, over center ice. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl goes back behind in along the end boards into the near corner of the Adrian end. Trying to pull that away, battle for it. As now Hansen has it. Hansen with a shot that got blocked down. Back behind. DeMonica trying to pull that away. Now Lindahl into the near corner. Puck grab. DeMonica trying to feed it into the far corner. Trying to pull it away. Parent back there trying to knock that back. DeMonica pinned against the boards. Now Malashevsky has it in the far corner. Malashevsky trying to get away from Gregan. Gregan knocking the puck away from Malashevsky. Now Carr outside the far circle. Carr trying to dig it off of the boards. Chip back. Now trying to pull it ahead. Good job by Carr to gum up that area. Malashevsky trying to put it back deep. Puck outside the far circle. That corralled as Peterson knocks it off the near board. Fires it all the way ahead. Here comes Katie German down the far boards. Katie German backhands it deep. That grab by Shaw. Top of the far circle of her own zone over to Gregan. Gregan down the near boards. Trying to get to Peterson, but that's sent right back. Gregan fires it deep into the Michigan zone. Picked up back behind by Katie German. Katie German down the near boards. As that'll race ahead. DeMonica trying to get to it, but icing call. 15:04 left to go here in the second at Yost Ice Arena. Adrian 1, Michigan 0. Adrian able to kill off another penalty. They're back to full strength. I'm not sure Michigan got a shot on that power play. This was Very good penalty killing by the Bulldogs. Katie German has it in along the near boards. Held in by Morris. Morris fires it into the far corner. Racing over, trying to get to it is Gregory. Ferris trying to knock that away. Puck outside the far circle. Now DeMonica trying to chip it out. She has it ahead. Here comes DeMonica. DeMonica gains his own. Has Carr to her left. And tipped into the far corner by Forster. All the way around the boards. Outside the near circle it comes. Here comes Eagleson over her own blue line. Eagleson gains his own. Eagleson outside the near circle, trying to fire it away. Good job by Katie German to stop that pass. Puck helped out. Now grabbed by Kolwich. Kolwich tries to feed it all the way down the ice. Racing ahead. Hung trying to get to it first as they will blow icing. That'll head back into the Michigan zone with 14:24 left to go here in the second. And Adrian 1, Michigan nothing. Face off in the air, face off circle. That just shifts left. Wood in to take the face-off. Cummings on the other side. And puck. Katie German into the near corner trying to chip that away from Turnbull. Now Flazar trying to pull it away. Big battle outside the near circle. Turnbull puts it into the near corner. Trying to move that away. Katie German and Turnbull battling. Back over to McCurl. McCurl trying to get it out in front. She's the top scorer for this Bulldog team. All the way back. There's a shot there by Nickel and a save by Schiff. Face-off is going to be to the right of Schiff. Well, we appreciate you joining us. I know there's no NFL playoff games today, so a beautiful day to have some hockey. And you're in the area, you want to come down for the third period, you certainly can here. Puck in along the end boards, trying to pull that away. Adrian into the far corner. Turnbull has it there. Turnbull outside the far circle, trying to move it over to Miranda. Miranda coming in outside the near circle into the near corner. And swept ahead by McGough. And on top of the far circle, shot there by Nickel, ends up back behind the goal, loose on the edge of the far circle, now pulled away. Here comes Michigan, racing down the near boards, trying to feed it ahead is Hansen. Hansen pinned against the boards right in front of the scorer's bench. Now Lindahl trying to dig it away from Turnbull right at the Michigan blue line. Here comes Hansen trying to backhand it ahead. That slips deep into the Adrian zone. Miranda chases it. Now Nickel into the near corner. Nickel moves it over to Miranda in the far corner, back to Nickel in the near corner. Nickel feeds it ahead for Turnbull. Turnbull over on blue line. Turnbull races ahead and moved over to McCurl. McCurl trying to fire it into the far corner. Slips right back behind Schiff, picked up back there by McGough. McGough underneath their near circle. McGough trying to bring it ahead. That puck over to Hansen. Hansen, puck wouldn't settle down. Hansen puts it back top of the near circle for Izzy German. Izzy German ahead. And deflects off of the board all the way back, racing to get to it, DeMonica, but that is going to be icing and head right back into the Michigan zone. 12:48 left to go here in the second. Michigan trying to dig it out of their zone. Adrian has been really making it difficult for Michigan to get down the ice. This is an Adrian team with 21 Canadian players on it. 2 players from Michigan, 1 from Illinois, 1 from New York, and 1 from Indiana. Puck into the far corner, slips right back behind the goal. Izzy German feeds it around, trying to get it over to Hansen. Tipped back by Gregan. Now Wiltshire trying to get it on the stick. All the way back, high slot. Gregan backhands it, picked up back over there. Sent ahead by Kieran. Kieran moves it over to Hansen. Hansen sends it deep into the Adrian zone, racing back. Trying to pull it away back there. Gregan sends it up, right back into the neutral zone. Ferris tips it ahead. That slips outside the near circle in the Adrian zone. DeMonica trying to pull that away. Shaw goes back behind her own goal. Shaw feeds it down the far boards. And right back to center ice. Moved over to Ferris down the near boards. Ferris feeds it and fires it all the way back deep. Story stops it right back behind her own goal. Shaw with it there. Loose trying to get to it. Garbetti with a backhanded shot. That's saved by Story. Moved underneath the near circle with it. Gregan. All the way across into the far corner for Shaw. Moved ahead to the blue line. Held in there. Excellent job to hold it in by Kieran. There's a shot. That one just goes wide. Back to the near point. Ferris holds it in there. Ferris into the near corner. Garbetti trying to pull it away. Now Shaw has it into the far corner. Bobby outside the far circle with it. Now Carr trying to dig it out of there. Comes right back behind the goal. Gregan stops there underneath the far circle. Into the far corner, Shaw trying to get it now. Gregan going from the far side to the near side, back behind her own goal. Over to Wiltshire. Wiltshire trying to get it out of the zone. Michigan has to reset. Kolwich trying to pull that away. Wiltshire grabs it right at center ice. Fire deep into the Michigan end. Adrian goes for a line change. Now Katie German down the far boards of her own zone. Katie German moves over the blue line, over center ice. Katie German gains his own high slot, takes a shot that's sticked into the far corner. Forster with it there. Forster outside the far circle. Knocked away by Garbetti. Forster, cross ice pass, off of the near board, and then ripped all the way down the ice. They're going to say that, nope, that'll be icing. And I'll head back into the Adrian zone. 10:46 left to go here in the second. 1-0, Adrian with the lead. Cummings in to take the faceoff is to the right of Story. As Reyes on the other side. Puck right back behind the Adrian goal. Down the far boards, held in by McGough as that comes just into the near corner. Right through the crease. Gathered up there. Chipped to the near point, held in by Izzy German. That deflects off of the dasher back behind. Gathered up by Forster. Forster brings it ahead. Robinson has it in the slot of her own zone. Robinson over her own blue line. Robinson over center ice, over the block end, puts it down the near boards to Forster. Forster into the near corner. Izzy German trying to drive her wide. Forster on the far circle, back to the far point. Top of the far circle. Good job by Hung to knock that away. McGough moves it over. Now here comes Michigan, trying to get it over to Flazar. That tipped right out of her reach into the near corner. Morris with it there. Down the near boards. Cummings trying to fire it back deep. Flazar over to Cummings with a shot, and Cummings almost got it. That knocked away. Good job by Story to see that through the screen. Coming ahead with Eagleson trying to get his shot away. Izzy German, nice job to drive her wide. Eagleson into the far corner, back to the far point. Shot there and a score. As there's a score by Nickel as she fired it from the far point, and traffic out in front. Schiff never saw it coming. Came just into the near corner. As you can see, that back just fired right back to the far point. Shot there, and I don't know if anyone touched it, but lots of traffic out in front. Adrian goal. And it's going to be at 9:41. See if we can get official word on who scored that one. As puck sent around by Seychelles. And right to center ice, that pull back, coming in the zone. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl into the slot. That shot got deflected into the near corner off of one of Adrian's sticks. Trying to pull it away. Now chip back underneath the near circle. Headed the other direction of Seychelles. Seychelles now comes back to the near side. Ricocheted all the way back deep into the Michigan zone. That comes just to the near side, and that will be icing. That'll head right back into the Adrian end. Couldn't hear officially who that was, so I'm not sure if there was a tip out in front, but shot from the far point. That back, Hansen trying to pull it away. Hansen into the near corner. Hansen goes down over Seychelles, and puck into the far corner, trying to pull it ahead is Nickel, who I believe scored that. Right down the near boards. Here comes Turnbull. Turnbull makes a move. Turnbull comes in high slot, now top of the far circle. Ferris watching her, deflected out. And coming ahead with it, here comes Hansen. Hansen gets a move over the blue line and tipped ahead just out of the reach of Lindahl. She goes for a line change. Shaw has it down the near boards of her own zone. Ahead to Turnbull, who moves over to Williams. Williams, top of the near circle, through the slot, pulled away into the far corner. Williams still with it, trying to get away from Kieran. Into the near corner. Controlled by Adrian. As Stitt dropped past the near point, shot there by Shaw, and a glove save. As again, right out in front was Stitt and made it difficult for to be able to see that, but a great job by Schiff to glove that down. 8:22 left to go here in the second. Williams in to take the face off. That puck is covered up by Schiff. Didn't want to take a chance. Gordon on the other side of the face-off circle. To Schiff's left. They'll redrop the puck. Back in along the near boards, trying to feed it ahead was Katie German. Gregan puts it back in along the end boards. Katie German trying to feed it away. Puck wouldn't settle down. Now she comes back down the near boards. Ricochets it back into the neutral zone. Foot race is racing back, trying to get it. Demotica trying to pull it away from Shaw. Shaw goes back behind her own goal. Shaw underneath the far circle. Now shifts it over to Robinson. Robinson knocks it off the near board all the way back. They're going to say that was tipped by a Wolverine player. Colwich has it back behind her own goal, trying to avoid stick. Now to Monica, right back into the neutral zone, backhanded by Reyes. Now go outside the far circle. Colwich lifts it ahead. Now right in center ice, coming ahead. DeMonica gains the zone. DeMonica puts it into the far corner, trying to pull away. DeMonica from the near side, or from the far side on the near side. Back to Katie German. That knocked away, headed the other direction. Here comes Robinson. Robinson just came, and there's a move. Schiff with a save, and another rack. Robinson trying to get another crack at it, as that was just good puck movement. Schiff, point blank shot. Schiff able to make the huge save on that one. That puck right back in along the near boards, trying to lift it ahead. Is Adrian, now fired all the way down by Katie German. That will be just to the far side of the goal. That means Michigan can't change. But again, really good puck movement by Adrian, and Schiff able to make a highlight reel save. 7:01 left to go here in the second. 2-1, or 2-0, excuse me. A little wishful thinking on my part. 2-0, Adrian with the lead. Face off in the near face off circle. Reyes takes the face off. Back to the near point. Sent outside the near circle. Robinson all the way across. Now Michigan gets it into the neutral zone down the near boards. Morris back in her own zone. Carr providing pressure ahead to Robinson. Robinson. And puck collision that got caught in Robinson's skates. Picked up by Carr. Carr backhands it. That goes all the way deep into the far corner. Forster with it there. DeMonica trying to get it away from Forster. And down the near boards of the neutral zone. Gathered up by McGough. McGough feeds it ahead. Top of the far circle. That brought ahead by Forster. Forster over center ice. And a whistle. McGough into the box for a penalty. Holding the call. Oh, offsetting penalties as McGough and Robinson both in there. So McGough holding Robinson a cross check. And we'll have offsetting penalties here at 6:27. They're going to pull that in the far face-off circle just outside the Michigan zone here in the neutral zone, right in front of the Adrian bench. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Peterson on the other side. Trying to pull that puck away. That comes all the way back. Picked up outside the far circle by Ferris, back in their own zone. Trying to avoid Peterson's pressure. Eagleson now has it outside the near circle. Lifted back into the neutral zone, coming down the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl gains the zone. Lindahl, top of the far circle. Lindahl. There's a shot that got deflected and covered up. As Story able to cover it up, just as they're trying to slip it inside that far post. 6:07 left to go. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute 39 seconds. Offsetting penalties as the puck into the near corner. And comes all the way down the far boards. Now lifted ahead, trying to get to it. Eagleson, good job by Lindahl to try and keep it in. Lindahl, that puck out into the neutral zone now. Collected right at center ice. Trying to move it over Malashevsky. Malashevsky moves it right back into the neutral zone, but pulled back in deep by Peterson. Into the far corner. Kieran has it. Kieran underneath the far circle. Over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky over her own blue line. Malashevsky trying to feed it. That tipped off of McCarroll's skate into the near corner. All the way outside the far circle. Malashevsky with it there. Malashevsky takes a shot. That stick right back behind in along the end boards. Picked up. Trying to bring it ahead here is Seychel. Seychel puts it onto the near circle. That pulled back down the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Racing ahead with it is Katie German. Katie German over center ice. Katie German gains his own. Katie German trying to tip it. Gets past McCarroll, trying to feed it inside the post on the near side. That comes all the way outside the far circle as Garbady puts it into the far corner. Garbady trying to get it away from Seychel. And puck in along the end boards. Controlled. Turnbull has it down the far boards. Turnbull brings it ahead for Adrian. Hansen trying to knock it away. Here comes McCarroll. McCarroll over center ice. 4:44 left to go. That shot steered into the far corner by Schiff. Into the near corner. Katie German trying to feed it ahead for Michigan. Right back in along the near boards. Lifted right back to center by Hansen. Here comes Izzy German, who fires it back deep. As we are back to 5-on-5 as both of the penalties expired. Puck underneath the near circle. Shaw trying to move it ahead. And grabbed over to Wood. Wood feeds it ahead through the neutral zone over to Stitt. Stitt outside the far circle. Stitt into the far corner. Ferris trying to drive her wide. Stitt into the near corner with it. Still stick handling there. Ferris pins her against the board. That pulled back by Gordon. Gordon trying to get away from Wiltshire. All the way around the ice. That over to Demotica. Demotica trying to get it out of the zone. That right back to her. Demotica. Moving through the neutral zone. Demotica breaks through, comes over, moves it into the slot, trying to get it over to Carr. Puck wouldn't settle down. Lots of traffic out there as that off of the dasher back behind the goal. Shaw coming down the far boards, lifts it into the neutral zone, tipped right back by Michigan. They can't touch it as they need to touch up. Coming ahead is Williams into the Michigan end, top of the near circle. Driven wide back there. Good job by Ferris. That puck right to the blue line, but held in. Morris, top of the near circle. Morris with a shot. Oh, deflected out in front, but Schiff able to get a stick on it. Outside the far circle, Demotica with it. Now Kieran in the far corner. Back to Demotica. Demotica backhands it. That coming ahead. Carr trying to pull that away, but that lifted by Robinson right back into the zone. Carr at center ice. Brings it ahead. Carr gains the zone. Carr, top of the near circle with a shot that just goes wide. Hung has it outside the far circle. She's pinned against the boards. Pulled back to the far point. Picked up as that's chipped by Kolwich. Now lifted, Katie German back to center ice. Katie German moves it down the near boards and gathered up and fired ahead by Morris. Parent trying to pick it up on the near circle, in along the near boards. Michigan trying to pull it away. Katie German over on blue line, right over the block M. Katie German gains his own. Katie German puck into the far corner, racing over Forster with it. Forster outside the far circle, now right to the blue line. Michigan able to hold it in, as that was Kolwich with the shot that got deflected, covered up. As Story able to see it and get a stop. .2:32 left to go here in the second. Cummings in to take the face-off. That to Story's left. Lazar to her left. Hung to her right. That puck into the far corner, sent all the way into the near corner. Lifted down the near boards. The battle for it outside the near circle. Both Hung and Flazar in there trying to pull that away as Peterson comes back, right back behind her own goal. Now Nickel bringing it ahead. Nickel had the last goal in this game to make it 2-0. Katie German in her own slot. She ricochets it off the near board, trying to bring it ahead. Miranda trying to pull it in. Now here comes Eagleson. Eagleson, top of the near circle. Good block back there by Michigan, as that was Katie German getting ahead of it. Kolwich into the far corner. She fires it all the way around the boards. Tipped back up by Eagleson, trying to pull that away. Now Gregory has it back behind the Michigan goal. Out in front, as there's a shot and a goal as they moved it from the back wall right in front to the slot and able to fire it in. I believe that was Peterson on the goal. 4:46 left to go. Adrian with the goal. As they're pulling it back behind you can see they have it right back behind him. Finds Peterson right in the slot. A couple players in front, and at 1:46, it's a 3-0 lead by Adrian. Malashevsky in trying to take the face-off. Back to the blue line now. Lindahl down the near boards. And puck all the way back. Gathered up on the near circle in the Adrian zone. Trying to pull that away. Puck outside that near circle. Now Turnbull goes back behind her own goal. Turnbull trying to chip it ahead over to Wood. Wood lays it down the near boards of the neutral zone. All the way back into the Michigan end. Malashevsky trying to get it out right at the near point. Wood battling there. That comes right back out to center. Pulled down the far boards. Nickel banks it off the far board all the way back in along the end boards of Michigan zone. Kieran has it there. Kieran underneath the near circle. Back over to Hansen. Hansen lifts it across the ice. Tipped by Turnbull, but picked up by Lindahl. Lindahl down the far boards of the neutral zone. Trying to get to Malashevsky. That wouldn't settle down. Picked up by Miranda. Now she feeds it across the ice. Intercepted right at center ice as Hansen trying to feed it back. Down the near boards in the neutral zone, Miranda corrals, trying to get it going the other direction. She fires it back deep into Michigan end and goes for a line change. Into the far corner, Kieran trying to pick that up. Now Ferris back behind her own goal. Over to Hansen outside the near circle of her own end. Hansen to the blue line. Shaw trying to hold it in. Good job by Lindahl to pull it away. Lindahl down the near boards. Lindahl backhands it deep into the Adrian zone. She goes for a line change. While Leshevsky back there trying to make it difficult. Gregan moves it into the near corner to Shaw. Shaw stops there. 20 seconds left to go here in the period. Down the near boards. Here comes Wiltshire. Wiltshire gains the zone. Wiltshire, top of the near circle. That blocked away. Good job by Carr to get a stick on it. And McGough comes down the far boards. McGough trying to move it ahead. 6 seconds left to go. That puck back to the far point. Shot there. Steered back away by Schiff. And that will do it for the second. Well, it was a period in which Adrian scored a pair of goals. One at 9:41 and one at 1:46. As your goal scorers so far in the first period for Adrian, it was Forster at 8:41. In the second, it was Nickel who scored at 9:41, and then it was Peterson who made the goal at 1:46. Michigan's going to talk things over in the locker room, see if they can get the next goal and get things going the other way. Bring a big birthday present to Coach Tribbs, whose birthday it is today. We wish her a happy birthday, and we wish the team an amazing third period comeback here, but it is the second intermission. You know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
We are live from Yost Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team down to Adrian 3-0. Michigan hoping for a huge third period to try and give Coach Tribbs a huge birthday win. But this Adrian Bulldog team obviously has other thoughts coming. Taking a look at this past week at this past week's scoreboard here at the University of Michigan. Last Sunday, it was. Women's lacrosse exhibition game over at Notre Dame. No score reported. And men's tennis versus number 14 Tennessee. Michigan got the win 4-1. In men's wrestling versus number 24 Indiana, Michigan had the win 22-13. And in women's tennis versus UCSB, Michigan won 4-0. On Monday, the 27th, it was men's basketball versus Penn State. They got the win 76-72. On Wednesday, January 29th, women's basketball faced off versus Wisconsin over in Madison, and it was a tight game, but Wisconsin able to pull away at the end, 82-75. On Friday, January 31st, it was track and field over at the PNC Lane Lanes Invitational non-scoring event. For men's tennis, it was versus number 21 NC State. Michigan lost that one 4-2. In women's gymnastics, it was versus number 16 Ohio State, and it was a win 196.600 versus 196.025. In men's hockey, it was a loss as Penn State was able to score on the power play with about 3 minutes left. Made it difficult for Michigan. They won 5-4. That was on Friday. On Saturday, in women's tennis, Michigan won versus number 5 Virginia 4-2. In men's lacrosse, Michigan beat Marquette 14-1. In women's swimming and diving, it was a win versus Miami University in Ohio, 161-125. In men's swimming and diving versus Miami University, it was a win 171-111. In wrestling versus number 4 Ohio State, Michigan lost 25-14. In men's basketball, Michigan beat Rutgers 66-63. In gymnastics, Michigan lost to Penn State 313.900 to 319.000. And in hockey, Michigan with a big bounce-back win in men's NCAA hockey, beating Penn State last night 7-3 here at Yost Ice Arena. Here at the second intermission between Adrian and the University of Michigan women's hockey team, it's Adrian 3 and Michigan nothing. Adrian shut Michigan out yesterday, so they're looking to try and score against this Adrian team. It has been at this point 5 periods this season that they have not been able to get a puck back behind the Bulldog netminder. So that'll be a huge effort this third period to try and pull off the win. And of course, Adrian has in mind to keep the gas on, and they want to make sure that their second spot in the nation is solid. Michigan wants to climb up and get back into the top 10. Both squads ready to go here. The officials, don't see them yet. Adrian around the window or around the entrance to the ice to our left. Wolverines around the entrance to the right. Just waiting for the officials to come out, and here they come. They come off the tunnel to the left. They'll get the nets put on their mooring, and once we have all 4, again, it is a 4 official system that we have going, and here comes both teams onto the ice. Michigan will be going from left to right here in the third period. Bit of a cloudy day outside. You don't have a lot of light coming through the glass, the windows to our right and to our left. You got a little bit of light. little Sunday afternoon hockey action. Michigan gathers around their coaches to get last-minute instructions. Same with the Bulldogs as they huddle up. A few Bulldogs continuing to come out to our left. Michigan in their white sweaters, Bulldogs in their black sweaters with that mustard across the sleeves there, across the shoulders at the top. Again, huge thank you to my wife who's back helping out camera. We do, I do believe I have plans to go out to Niagara. I'm just trying to find a camera person to come with me, as that's a little too long a trip for my wife, and my father is busy with the construction effort. So trying to bribe my brother-in-law to run camera for us and come out. Ready for the face-off is Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Garbady to her left, Lindahl to her right. As that puck gathered down the far boards, bringing ahead is Gregan. Gregan chips it past Ferris into the far corner. Karen trying to pull that away as it goes right back behind the Michigan goal. Into the near corner, trying to pull that away. I think that was Reyes out in front as that's pulled down the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Lindahl over her own blue line, trying to get it across the ice. That was chipped, now fired back deep by Garbady into the near corner. Lindahl trying to fire it across the ice, as that will be outside the near circle. Lindahl dropping over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky trying to tip it. Garbady right out in front, trying to get a stick on it as that's back behind. Malashevsky goes underneath the near circle, trying to get it over to Lindahl out in front, pulled away by Gregan. Underneath the far circle, here comes Eagleson. Ahead, racing down now, fired all the way back deep into the near corner. Is going for a line change was Nickel. Right back into the neutral zone, gathered up at center by Forster. Over on blue line, trying to chip it ahead. That pulled in, top of the far circle, drop pass, pulled away by Carr. Carr coming down the far boards. Carr over center ice into the Adrian zone. Morris trying to stay in front of her. Carr trying to move it over to Harris, or Hansen, excuse me. That puck knocked back in along the near boards. Kolwich trying to chip that away. Big battle with McCurl. All the way across the ice over to Morris. Morris feeds it back to the Michigan blue line. Now ahead down the near boards, firing it back deep is the Monica. Right back behind Story. Story stops it there, gets it over to Morris. Morris over the far circle. Morris over on blue line, feeding it ahead. Kolwich intercepts. Kolwich brings it over the block A or block M. Kolwich trying to fire it over. That knocked down. Picked up back behind by Forster. Forster stops and moves it down the near boards for McCurl. McCurl moves it ahead. And slipped over. Now coming in with it is Reyes. Reyes into the slot. Shot that save down the near boards. Kolwich ends up down on the ice. Reyes trying to feed it out in front. Knocked away. Loose still in the slot, trying to get to it into the far corner. Fired down by DeMonica. Now lifted back into the neutral zone. Flazar trying to pull that away. That loose right at the blue line. Skating in. Robinson top of the far circle. Outside the far circle now. Gathered and swung all the way around the boards. Back to the near point. Grabbed there by Nickel. Nickel puts it into the far corner. Trying to pull that away is Katie German. Katie German down the far boards. Gets it over to DeMonica. That comes all the way back. Skitters on edge back into the Adrian zone. Nickel takes it back behind her own goal. Down the near boards. And sent back by Parent. Parent moves it over to Robinson. Robinson gains his own top of the far circle. Izzy German trying to drive her wide. That's sent right back behind the goal. Onto the near circle. Trying to get it into the slot, lift it back to the blue line. Shaw holds it in. Flazar trying to knock that away. Now Izzy German retreats back, trying to avoid pressure by Williams. Stitt down the near boards. Michigan able to get it back into the neutral zone. Shaw gets it right back to Stitt, who pulls it in. Now back to Adrian's blue line. Shaw sends it down the near board. Stitt right at center ice, fires it all the way deep into the far corner. Wiltshire trying to pull it. McGough back behind her own goal. Avoids Stitt, gets it down the near boards. Hung trying to move it over. That's stolen away by Wiltshire. Bobby trying to knock it away. Now loose right at the blue line. Fired back deep and along the end board. Izzy German pulls it back behind. Avoids Wiltshire. Buck outside the far circle. Stitt trying to fire it in front. Loose right to the blue line. And now that rolls on edge all the way down the near boards. Picked up by Hung. Hung coming in. Hung ridden off the puck into the near quarter by Gregan. Now Gregan Leaves it back into the near corner, trying to pull that away is Dilla. Dilla over to Hung. Hung gets a shot. That off blocker save outside the far circle. Ferris pinches it into the far corner. That gathered up. Hung intercepts the pass coming in. Hung with a shot save, and oh, it comes over into the near corner. As Dilla down to the ice. That puck all the way back to the Michigan blue line. Fired deep by Ferris into the Adrian zone. 15:56 left to go here in the third. 3-0. Adrian with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That is going to be to Story's right. It's like Peterson in to take the face-off. That versus Malashevsky into the far corner. Lifted back to Shaw underneath the near circle. Shaw feeds it ahead, racing over. Here comes Eagleson. Eagleson with Ferris in the way. Ferris knocks that away into the far corner. Ferris and Eagleson trying to battle that puck. Peterson has it into the near corner, chipped right back. Gregory trying to move it out into the slot. That controlled by Eagleson. Eagleson puts it back into the far corner, but the puck wouldn't settle down. Right back behind the goal, trying to pull that away. Loose and a shot at a goal. As that put in by Eagleson, I believe, as a battle for it, and it chipped and just came right out in front, just on the near edge of the slot, and able to put it in where the Bulldogs, you'll see it here. That puck back behind in along the boards as they're battling there, tipped right on the edge of the far circle, then that comes right out in front, able to sneak it in that near post. As Adrian goal, they go up 4-0 here. That at, I believe that was Eagleson on it, at 15-20. Down the near boards again. Adrian pulls it into the Michigan zone. Katie German down the far boards. Katie German trying to get to Hansen, that right to center ice. Now Carr back over. Hansen puts it back deep into the far corner. Gathered up by Morris. Morris moves it over. Back behind Reyes. Now the puck down the far boards. Ahead to McCurl. McCurl over center ice. McCurl gains his own. Top of the far circle. McCurl. And put by Schiff into the far corner. At the far point, held in, now over to Forster. Forster, top of the near circle, right through the slot. That off the post. Schiff's flying over, able to cover it up. But Adrian, an opportunity there. Is that almost went in? Good job by Schiff to get in the way and make a save. 14:42 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Winning that one, DeModica into the far corner. Izzy German trying to move it all the way over to Carr outside the near circle. Carr trying to get it away from Miranda. Puck into the near corner. Trying to pull it is Kieran. Now coming down the near boards. Michigan trying to slip it ahead, but a whistle. That is going to be a penalty as into the box, offsetting penalties. Wood into the box and Kieran into the box. So roughing, I believe, the call. Face-off in the near face-off circle outside the Michigan zone. 14:24 or 14:29 left to go here in the third. 4-0. Adrian with the lead. Michigan would love to just get a goal. Try and get one past Story and see what happens. Goals are contagious, as Coach Ned says, but thus far it's been all on the Adrian end. Into the near corner, picked up by Izzy German. Izzy German there. Puck gets away out in front. Loose as that's tipped back and over. Turnbull trying to get a big shot. Now Hansen back behind her own goal. Over to Katie German down the far boards. Katie German bringing it ahead. Trying to get it ahead to Carr. That fired all the way back deep into the Adrian zone. Miranda back behind her own goal. Carr trying to get it. Now coming down the far boards. Ricochets it ahead, trying to get to Reyes. That's sent right back deep. Miranda back behind her own goal. Miranda down the far boards. And brought ahead. Katie German trying to pull that away as that's Gregan over, or excuse me, no, that's Robinson in front of the Michigan bench. Izzy German feeds it down the far boards. And 4-on-4 hockey, lots of room out here. Here comes Cummings. Cummings gains his own. Cummings, top of the near circle. That goes just wide. Picked up as Shale. Sale has it in along the near boards. Now Katie German, that pull back right to the blue line. Michigan over to Katie German down the near boards. Katie German feeds it ahead to Cummings. Cummings gains his own, trying to get back past the defense. That puck into the far corner. Now Flazar trying to dig it out of the far corner, battling with Greg in there. Shaw has it right underneath the near circle of her own zone. Shaw brings it down the ice. Shaw makes a move over her blue line. Shaw over center ice. Shaw gains the Michigan zone. Shaw making her way in and shoots it. Catches the top right-hand corner as she came in, fired it from the edge of the near circle. That makes it 5-0 Bulldogs. As the captain, Shaw, able to score that at 12:54. So 5-0 Bulldogs with the lead. They haven't updated on the scoreboard. I think it's 5-0, right? Yeah. I think I could do some basic math. It's I have 5 fingers, 5 fingers on a hand. I can at least count with those. That puck is going to be an interference call coming up. As into the box, Michigan will have a power play. It's Forster into the box for interference. 20 seconds left on the 2 offsetting penalties. So it's going to be 4-on-3 for 20 seconds. And Michigan will have a 5-on-4 for 1 minute 40 seconds if I can do some basic math here. Maybe I'm wrong. They still haven't updated the scoreboard. And move, top of the far circle. Lindahl with it, now gets it over to Ferris. Ferris coming in. Ferris with a shot that tipped, just into the near corner. Opportunity for Michigan. Carr trying to get to it. She's down to the ice. Puck back to the blue line, and that slips back all the way down. As now it's a 5-on-4 for the Wolverines as both Kieran and Woods comes out of the box. Michigan down the near boards. Lindahl has it. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl, 1 minute 30 seconds left, trying to get it over to Carr, but that tipped away in the slot. All the way back into the Michigan end. Now into the near corner. Ferris with it. Ferris comes down, moves. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl over her own blue line. Lindahl through over the block M. Lindahl comes in. Offside. Yeah. Offside the call is coming down the near side. Michigan just a little early entering there. 1:13 left to go here on the power play for the Wolverines. 12:02 left to go here in this third period. Now they get it up to 5-0 on the scoreboard. I know I'm crazy, but I didn't think I was that crazy. It's Bobby outside the near circle into the near corner trying to move it over. Not that I want it to be 5-0, but you got to be fair. Adrian's playing good all the way back. Kieran back in along the end boards. Michigan just looking to break the goose egg on the scoreboard, see what else happens there. Get something good happening before they go to Niagara. Down the far boards coming in. Here comes Hansen. Hansen gets it high slot. Hansen trying to move it over. That goes just wide. Bobby chases it. Bobby puts it back to Cummings outside the far circle. Cummings gathered up as she's tied up with Stitt over there. Now Garbady comes out of it into the far corner. Garbady sends it back, and nobody home at the far point. That'll get picked up. Down the near boards, that banked back in by Kieran. Picked up as Shaw rifles it all the way down. That's cleared down with 20 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. Kieran trying to grab it into the near corner as Adrian Wiltshire sends it all the way across. That picked up on the far circle shot. Good save by Schiff as that was a blast from the far circle. Miranda back into her own zone. That was, Seychel with that blast. Puck down the near boards, right to the blue line. That back into the neutral zone where Garbady has it. Sends it back over to the captain, Katie German. Katie German down the near boards over to Hansen. Hansen over center ice, moved away as that was knocked away by Peterson. Peterson shot, that rising shot from the near circle all the way back to the far point. Held in there. High slot moved over by Eagleson over to Miranda. Miranda gets it over to Seychel. And back behind, tipped into the far corner. Peterson down on the ice, picked up by Gordon. Gordon trying to move it around as that is going to be a penalty. A little frustration there. Michigan will have one less skater for the next 2 minutes as Hansen goes into the box. Interference to call on Hansen. Face-off in the far face-off circle as there's Gordon in to take the face-off. And Eagleson wins it back. Now Forster, top of the far circle, then gets it back high slot. Forster sends it onto the near circle. So that's Robinson outside the near circle. Robinson underneath that near circle now, all the way back to the near point for Forster. Forster gets it across. Now back, Forster, high slot. Forster moves it into the near corner. Now back over, controlled by Robinson. Robinson back over to Forster. Forster back to Robinson, who's around the blue line. Over to Wood, top of the far circle. Wood, shot just wide to the near side. Hung trying to knock that away. She banks it all the way back. Held in at the near point by Robinson. Robinson comes over, top of the near circle. Robinson with the shot. 1 minute, 17 seconds left on the Adrian power play. They're up 5-0. Skating in, top of the near circle. Forster with it, high slot. That got blocked out in front. Good job. I think that was Hung. Picked up by Peterson into the far corner. Ferris trying to drive her wide. Ferris trying to move it ahead. That grab by Adrian. Great job to knock it away by Gordon. That puck all the way down the ice. Cleared by the Wolverines. 55 seconds left to go on the power play. Michigan trying to get a quick line change. Dilla all the way back to provide pressure. And fed around by Story over to McCurl. McCurl outside the far circle. McCurl add to Stitt. Stitt over center ice. Stitt gains the zone. Stitt into the far corner trying to make her way around. Stitt underneath the far circle there. Stitt top of the far circle comes into the high slot. Stitt still with it now on the far circle. Cummings trying to drive her wide. That dropped into the far corner for McCurl. McCurl trying to go back past the Michigan goal. Now shut off there by Katie German. Loose back behind Katie German into the far corner. Katie German rips it. That all the way down the ice. 16 seconds left on the Adrian power play. 8:30 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Adrian with the lead. Shaw, the captain, coming down on the near boards. Over her own blue line. Shaw gains the Michigan zone. That poked back away. Picked up and along the end boards. Stitt has it outside the far circle. Story letting everyone know the penalty has expired now. Wilshire into the far corner. And knocked away as Malashevsky trying to get it out of the zone. And loose, and here comes Garbady. Garbady races down. 2-on-2 as a 3-on-2. Coming ahead, Garbady moves it back over to Lindahl. Lindahl fires that out in front, and it wouldn't go. Lindahl outside the far circle, trying to put it back behind. And lifted into the far corner as Williams has it. Now Lindahl coming in. There's a shot that got blocked out in front. Trying to hold it in was Izzy German. Wouldn't settle down. Back to Katie German. Katie German trying to move away. Eagleson has it. Now here comes Lindahl from her own bench. Lindahl trying to move it over. Miranda at their own blue line. Miranda gets it back top of the near circle of the Adrian zone. Lifted down the near boards. Izzy German trying to knock it away. Parrott gains the zone. Parrott for Adrian sends it. That's knocked away by Schiff. Pulled up back behind. Puck comes outside the near circle. Now back to the near point. Miranda with it. Miranda with a shot. That knocked down by Izzy German. Loosens. Oh, that came over. Trying to pull that away was Parent trying to bring it in, and a good job by Michigan to pull it away. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl comes into the slot. Lindahl trying to go wide. Backhanded shot and a good save by Story. That comes outside the near circle all the way down. Kieran has it at her own blue line. Kieran weaving through traffic over center ice. Kieran coming down the near boards. Kieran, top of the near circle. Shot there. That got blocked over by Seychel. Into the near corner for Carr. Carr has that chip back away by Peterson. As full strength. Back all the way down. That'll be a whistle, and that will head back into the Adrian zone. 6:37 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Adrian with the lead. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That to Story's right. Nope, okay, nope. They're going to switch it over to the left-hand side. DeMonica in to take the face-off for the Wolverines versus Peterson. That puck into the slot, pulled away, racing ahead with it. Here comes Robinson. Robinson moves it deep into the Michigan zone. McGough trying to get to it. Gregory battling her. McGough in along the end boards. Gregory rides her off the puck, out right into the slot. Now pulled down the near boards. Here comes the Wolverines, ricocheted off the near board, racing, trying to get to it is DeMonica. That puck right back over, grabbed by McGough. McGough trying to get to center ice. Now that brought in by Peterson, pulled back around. Michigan over, trying to get it to Carr. That's just a little out of reach, and Forrester sends it right back in. And bringing it down the far boards, Kolwich gets it over to Hansen. Hansen brings it ahead, and stop right back to the Michigan blue line. down through center ice. Racing ahead with it, DeMonica fires it and deflected out into the far corner by Story. Gathered by Turnbull. Turnbull back into the neutral zone. Carr trying to spin on it. And knocked away. Battleford in front of the Adrian bench. 5:40 left to go here in the third. 5-0 into the slot. Turnbull backhanded shot. Sticked away. Good job by Schiff. Puck all the way back to the near point. To Forster. That deflected out in front and in. As that was a blast from the near point and just deflected out in the slot. And that just changed your direction. Got on top of Schiff really quickly. That's a difficult thing to adjust to. That's going to be Wood who put it in. Adrian goal by Wood. And at 5:27. 6-0. Adrian with the lead. Puck all the way down in along the near boards. Trying to pull it ahead. Here comes Adrian. Forster with it. Forster gains his own. Forster outside the near circle. Forster that slips back into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Williams there. Williams pulls back as Flazar trying to pull that puck away. Williams moving through traffic. Williams top of the far circle. Beautiful job to poke check that away by Katie German. She ends up down on the ice. Shaw fires it right back in, and that goes wide to the near side. Katie German loses an edge. That shot off the side of the net and covered up by Schiff. 4:38 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Adrian with the lead. And we do plan on being out in Niagara with the team. I just need to verify with Niagara we're allowed to do that this week. And hopefully find a camera person for myself in along the near boards. I just can't call a game and run camera at the same time. I don't have those skills. Here comes Bobby over on blue line. Just over the top of the block end. Bobby comes in, drops it over to Dilla in the far circle. And sent right back behind the goal. Poked into the near corner. Outside the near circle. Izzy German with it. Izzy German. Back into the near corner. Shaw with it. Shaw trying to, Michigan trying to pull Shaw off the puck. Now Izzy German with a shot that goes wide to the far side. Dilla races out, trying to get it away from Wiltshire. And pulled back into the neutral zone. Here comes Stitt. Stitt racing ahead. Izzy German staying in front of her. Stitt top of the far circle with a shot that just goes wide. Puck outside the near circle, gathered up. Michigan Hung fires it ahead. Here comes Bobby. Bobby trying to avoid some pressure. Puck down the near board. Shaw fires it the other direction. Coming in with it is Parent. Now Izzy German has it back behind her own goal, trying to avoid pressure by Reyes. Izzy German down the far boards. Garbetti tipped it, but that comes right back top of the far circle. Reyes fires it in a save by Schiff. Parent was right on top of that, looking for a rebound. Schiff would not oblige, and it's 3:33 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Adrian with the lead, face off in the far face-off circle. Smolszewski wins that back over to Kolwich. Kolwich feeds it around the near boards. Trying to pull it out of there is Lindahl. That poked away right back to the near point. Now Parent has it, sends it all the way across Garbetti. Garbetti ricochets it off the far board. Coming ahead, Robinson trying to feed it back deep. Puck right back to the blue line. Reyes with it there. Now knocked down. Reyes comes over the blue line. Knocked away by Kolwich right in front of her own bench. Picked up by Garbetti. Garbetti lifts it. And knocked down right in front of the Adrian bench. Trying to lift ahead was Eagleson. All the way across. Kieran has it as Kieran back behind her own goal. In along the far boards. Here comes Kolwich. Kolwich to the blue line but not out. Eagleson has it. Now here comes Michigan. Over the block M. Coming down. Racing in outside the near circle with it into the near corner, trying to pull that away. Malashevsky fires it across the ice. No one in the slot to pick that one up, and here comes Adrian the other direction. Racing in with it. That chip deep into the far corner. Seychel with it. Seychel trying to fire it out in front. That's loose in the slot. Covered up by Schiff. 2:28 left to go. Michigan's going to have some work to do as they're going to look to try to make a big pushback after these games over in Niagara, but that's not going to be easy. Niagara in the top 10 themselves, but if Michigan can get a pair of wins there, that would help. There's a shot. Of course, Niagara will have other plans just like Adrian does tonight. The Boy, it'd be nice for the Wolverines just to get a goal in here, break the shutout, get some good things happening. Eagleson into the box, as that's going to be a slashing call on Adrian. 2:21 left to go here in the third. Just want to make some good things happen, get some good feelings, things you can build on in practice this week. As that's sent back outside the far circle. Trying to fire it in, Demotica, now sent back to the blue line. Held in by Ferris. Ferris moves it over. Top of the far circle to Lindahl. Back to Ferris. Ferris back to Lindahl on the far circle. Lindahl outside the far circle, moves it over. Here comes Carr with a blast. Oh, a good save. As boy, Carr took a point-blank shot, and somehow Story able to hold it out of there. 1:59 left to go here in the third. 1:38 left to go in this power play, as there's a Carr has a powerful shot, and Story able to hold it in there and get that. So she's trying to get some of her equipment listed there as play a little chaperone here, trying to get everyone fired up. Face off in the near face-off circle. Back high slot. There's a blast by Lindahl, comes off into the far corner. Demotica trying to move it back, then knocked down into the slot. Turnbull with it. Turnbull moves it ahead. Played down by Ferris at her own blue line, moves it back over to Lindahl. Lindahl down the far boards, gets it ahead to Demotica. Demotica trying to fire it back deep. That puck right back behind the goal and stopped there. Gathered into the near corner, trying to dig that away is Forster. There's a quartet of people trying to get that out of there. Carr trying to hold away. Demotica trying to get it out of there. Morris gets it that all the way back. Now Lindahl outside the far circle. Lindahl back to the far point, and that just slips out. 57 seconds left on the power play. 1:17 left to go here in the third. Brought in by Ferris into the near corner. That whipped all the way down the ice, racing ahead, trying to get to it. Back there is Wiltshire, moved around. Good job by Schiff to get it over. That puck down the near boards. Avoiding pressure, racing ahead with Lindahl. Lindahl down the near boards. Lindahl pulls it into the zone. Lindahl trying to make a move through traffic. Back over to Carr. Carr with a blast. That's a blocker save. Comes outside the far circle. Bobby with it there. Deflects. Now Carr trying to get to it on the far circle. That's sent back into along the end boards. 44 seconds left to go here in the third. Held in at the near point. Trying to pick it back up outside the near circle is Carr. 16 seconds in the power play. Carr trying to dig it outside the near circle. 10 seconds left to go as Wiltshire has it pinned against the boards. Michigan trying to use the crowbar. Kieran gets it all the way over. Cummings outside on the far circle. Poke back. Kieran trying to get a blast over that top of the near circle. Power play has expired. 17 seconds left to go. Racing in with it. Wiltshire has Hansen riding her off the puck. Hansen back behind her own goal. 9 seconds left to go. Michigan, one more opportunity, maybe 6 seconds left to go. Hansen brings it in. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Shot there. Glove save. That will do it. As Adrian able to shut out Michigan 2 games in a row, 4-0, and today 6-0, spoiling hopefully Coach Trips has a fantastic rest of her birthday. We do wish her well. I'm sure she would have loved to get the big win in this game, but hopefully I know her family's at the game, and hopefully she has a fantastic rest of her birthday. Thank you for watching, for cheering, whichever team you're cheering for, wherever you're at. Thank you for your support of these amazing teams, this fantastic sport of women's hockey. We're very, very grateful. I can't say enough. My wife, her first time running cameras since her back surgery many months ago, so we appreciate that. Mike Butler, who I am trying to bribe to come to Niagara with me and throwing many trips to B-dubs at him. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very, very much. I'm grateful for your support. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Go Blue, and good night.